The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Oh, Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Just go ahead now, George, and guess. Go ahead, guess.
Oh, how would I know? 6?
6? Well, first off, you get 2 minks.
Why, you can lose them faster than you can grow them. Did you ever race any games?
There's another thing, George. Do you realize the demand there is for mink coats? They ration them now, you know. 1 mink coat to a customer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
1 coat to a customer, huh? But did you ever raise any, Amos?
Just as far as the eye can see. Every direction.
Yeah? But did you ever raise any, Amos?
Raise? Did I ever raise any minks, Luke? Tell him.
Mink?
You hear the boy? Did I raise them or didn't I?
All right, Amos, it's a deal. When do you want the money?
Oh, no hurry about that. I'll go along with you now and get it.
Okay, we're in business.
Oh, George, you going into partnership with Grandpa?
Very sure.
Hey, come on,
Grandpa,
George.
Your grandpa...
Hey, George, is that one of your sheep out there roaming around the road?
Grandpa.
Look at that truck bearing down on it.
Amos, that's Mr. Bartley's dog, and there ain't a truck inside. Yeah, Kate, your grandpa's been neighborly enough to let me in on his mink racing deal.
Mink racing? Do you know anything about mink racing, Grandpa?
Does he know... Does he know... Do you know anything about mink racing, the gal says? Does he know anything about mink racing?
I don't know. Isn't that why Mr. Polson turned you down for that loan? Because you didn't know anything about it?
They're rationing them coats just
Mr. Polson, your partner in the egg business, he turned you down?
Just as far as the eye can see. What's it, fellas?
Why, you corn-fed Benedict Arnold. Passing yourself off as a mink expert, huh? Skunks is something you know more about.
Hey, George, don't you go jumping to conclusions.
And what's more, you never had me fooled for a minute.
George, I wanted to give you a break. That's what I wanted, but you can go on now. I'll go to the bank and get the loan and swing it myself. I don't need you. Well, there goes a fortune right out the window. You and your female blabbering.
Grandpa, I was just saying the truth.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
What's that got to do with it? George is your best friend, Grandpa.
Well, I know that. That's why I was letting him in on the deal.
Oh, Grandpa, you wasn't letting him in. You was hooking him in.
You going to stand there siding with that female of yours against me, your own flesh and blood?
Grandpa, it's not a matter of siding. It's a matter of what's right and what's wrong, and you...
So they ain't probably speaking lying.
No.
Me neither.
Well, doggone it. There's one thing I can't stand, and that's talking to mulish people. I'm going into the bank where they know business and where they know a good deal when they see it. And it's got faith in Amos McCoy. Next time I want to change of $5, I ain't coming here to get her. Trust a business house that pulled the shades at 3 o'clock in the afternoon anyway. Imagine that. Wouldn't loan me, Amos McCoy, $100 measly. And why? Because they ain't got no credit record, they said. Credit record? Ha! How can I get a credit record? Never borrowed nothing. Seems to me a man to get respect nowadays has got to owe money. Right? Right? I hate to interrupt your paperwork, son, but you mind?
Wait a minute, mister.
What's it say? I left my reading specs at home.
Take it. Do you know any better than to park so close to a fire hydrant?
Well, I parked this car 10 feet from that fire hydrant. Between then and there, some low-down coyote come up and push the car up. Give him the tickets.
I'm sorry, mister. I've got to call him the way I see him. I didn't see anybody push your car, and I'm sure no one moved the fire hydrant.
And I didn't do it, and I ain't going to pay. Don't nobody believe Amos McCoy no more? It's time I took a stand. There must be some way to make them believe me.
All right, if you insist, it's your right to appear before the judge and contest the matter.
Well, it's just my word against yours, ain't it?
Well, naturally.
I ain't lived here but 1 year, and that judge sure ain't going to be partial to me.
Now, hold on. The judge is a fair and a reasonable man. Besides, you've got the right to call in character witnesses.
Huh?
Is there people who testify that you're the kind of man who's honest and truthful and so forth?
Is that turn the trick?
Well, I've seen it work before.
Character witnesses, huh? Well, if that's what the judge wants, that's what he's going to get. But say, will you have that courtroom cleared? Because I'm going to bring in a whole busload of them.
Tell me again what it is you are saying, Grandpa.
Is a honorable, truthful man whose word is bond.
Oh, yeah. Your Honor, Senor McCoy is...
Oh, God darn it, Peppino. Why in tarnation can't you remember just a few words?
Well, maybe it is because every time I start to tell the judge how honest and true you speak, I am thinking when you told me how you mules you won the Kentucky Derby.
Chase it out of your mind. Chase it out! Is it out? All right, try it again.
Your Honor, Senor McCoy is... Your Honor... Oof, and she's gone.
Well, what happened now?
Well, this time I'm thinking when you told me you don't have the money for my salary because a pocket picked your pocket.
Well, he did. Of course. Well, good. You willing to tell the judge that?
Judge?
Oh, this ain't nothing criminal. It's just I'm fighting an unjust parking ticket. Now, I claim it ain't my fault. And all I want you to do is go in there tomorrow and tell the court that I'm honest.
Well, sure. Tomorrow, you say? That's fine. That's my day off.
Good. You say your word will carry a lot of weight, too, you being a government man and all. Would you wear your uniform?
I'll give him the works. I'll wear my 25-year pin and all. Shall we read the letter from Miss Parker now?
Go ahead.
Dear Amos, thanks for your letter. Tell Hassie her writing is getting real good now. I'm happy to hear you are doing so well out there in California. Who'd have ever thought it?
Yes, must be turning green. You know, he was the one who advised me not to come to California.
You told him you were living in a big 2-story mansion with a swimming pool and all?
Oh, of course not. That'd be lying. All I'd done was slip in a picture of a moving picture actor's house, and I said, this beats anything we was living in back in West Virginia. Now, if he wants to jump to conclusions, that ain't my fault. Right, Charlie?
I don't know.
Well, I didn't say it was my house. I just didn't say it wasn't.
Well, I know, but...
You see, never mind this now. I'll get Luke to read it to me tonight. I'll see you in court tomorrow, huh?
Well, I'll tell you, Amos, I just remembered. I'm afraid that I won't be able to make it. I got to work tomorrow.
Well, you said it was your day off.
Well, I always work on my day off. I'm kind of patriotic. Goodbye.
I hope all your stamps come loose.
No use, Amos. I ain't putting up the $100 no matter how loving those little fellas are.
Now, look. I didn't come over on account of that. I come over because... Say, you ain't holding no grudge against me on account of that business deal we had yesterday, are you?
No, of course not, Amos. You was only doing what comes natural.
Well, of course, you know, in a business deal, a man's got to give himself just a little bitsy edge, huh?
Yeah, sure.
I know you say that, you know. And then when I says to myself, who can I get to do me a favor? And the first thing I think of is my good friend and neighbor, George McMichaels.
Amos, come to the point.
Well, now, if someone come along and asked you what you thought of your good friend and neighbor, Amos McCoy, what would you say?
Well, now,
Yeah?
hard working won't do it. Truth saying, gospel speaking.
Yeah.
How about clean and neat?
No, truth saying and gospel speaking.
That's it, huh?
That's it.
Sorry, Amos, couldn't do it.
All right, I can take a hint. And if you can't say a good friend and neighbor's an honest man, upstanding, truth-telling citizen. Now, is there any questions?
Yeah, well, there's just one, Grandpa. You see, we're your kinfolk, and wouldn't it carry more weight if you was to get somebody else outside the family to speak up for you?
I'm glad you asked that question, son. You know, I thought about getting some folks I know, and it suddenly dawned on me what a terrible thing I was doing by not allowing my own family to get in there and have the honor and the pleasure the rest of my ass.
So you did ask somebody else.
And they all turned you down?
Well, all right, yes, I did ask him, and they turned me down. George is still bellyaching about that mink deal I offered him, and Peppino's got some fool idea in the back of his head about me sort of being loose of the truth. There ain't any such nonsense.
No, it ain't altogether nonsense, Grandpa.
What?
Well, you already know how Kate and me feel about that mink-raising scheme, and, well, you do tell Peppino some pretty tall tales.
That's enough. My own family's siding with the outsiders. I never thought such a thing had happened.
But, Grandpa...
Don't you but Grandpa me. I was put on this earth a lot of years before either one of you was here, and I get along without you then, I can get along without you again.
I'll do it, Grandpa. I'll lie for you.
That's the deepest cut of all. $5, next case.
Amos McCoy. Section 44D, parking less than 6 feet from fire hydrant.
Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
$3. Not guilty? You're down tootin', Your Honor. I said $3. I heard you, Your Honor, but we ain't finished yet. Oh, we're not? No, I ain't going to pay it. You ain't going to pay. I mean, you're not going to pay? No, that's the way it stands. Now, if I was to pay, you see, that'd be just like saying I was guilty, which I ain't. Look, Mr. McCoy, if you could come up with just one corroborating witness, just one that would vouch for you or for your testimony in any way, I'd be happy to dismiss this case. But if you can't, and you still refuse to pay your fine, you leave me no alternative but to sentence you to the workhouse. Now, Mr. McCoy, do you have that one witness? Well, do you? Bring on your rock pile, Your Honor.
I object, Your Honor. I'm a
25-year man.
Hello, Charlie. Are you here as a witness, too?
That's right, Judge. And I'm here to swear...
Oh, just wait your turn. We were here first. Your Honor, I have here a written statement.
In reference to the defendant?
Si, senor. One of the finest men the world has ever known. An honest, upstanding citizen respected by one and all.
Well, now we're getting somewhere.
It is well remembered how, as a boy, when he jumped down the cherry tree, he told his father, I cannot tell a lie. I didn't get my hatchet.
You see that?
That's right.
Well, it seems we have proof here that George Washington never parked close to a fire hydrant. You better paste this back in your history book. Thanks anyway, Pavino. You're getting pretty close here. If you're going to testify here, you're going to have to be sworn in.
sworn in.
That's right. You'll have to take an oath to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now, who's going to be first?
Judge, this swearing in business, that means if we don't tell the truth, we're committing a crime, right?
Of course.
Well, I can swear that he always puts the right amount of postage on his letters and never cheats the U.S. mail.
Your Honor, I'm here to tell what a crackerjack fisherman is, and a darn good checker player, too. Oh, I'll swear on that.
Hold on! Judge, we're here to speak for our grandpa.
No, you just better forget about testifying.
Why, Grandpa? We're here, ain't we?
Yeah, I know you're here, Kate, but the judge just brought in something new and sort of sneaky-like where you got to give an oath saying you'll tell the truth and nothing but the truth. So I guess I'll just stand up and take my medicine.
I'll do it, Grandpa.
Me too. You will? Judge, I got some real witnesses. Will the witness take the chair, please?
Place your left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name.
Kate McCoy.
Miss McCoy.
It's Mrs. McCoy. She married into the McCoys, but she's as real a McCoy as there ever was.
Mrs. McCoy, we can dispose of this case with one question. Are you prepared to state that, to the best of your knowledge, Amos McCoy is a truthful man?
No, Kate, don't say it. I'll answer that question, Your Honor. No, I ain't a truthful man.
Mr. McCoy.
Rightly sorry.
Mr. McCoy, I let this case run far beyond what its subject matter warranted, because obviously it was important to you. Very important. Yet you wouldn't sit by and allow your granddaughter to perjure herself in your behalf. That was the action of a man of principle, of integrity, of honor. In the final analysis, Mr. McCoy, you were your own best witness.
Honor, and that you had faith in me and you trusted me?
Oh, absolutely, Mr. McCoy. I certainly did.
Well, that's rightly nice of you to say that. Now, Judge, picture, if you can, a farm full of mink. Mink, just as good.